Hello and welcome to This Week in AI. I am Heather. I'm the founder of the AI Edit, where I help B2B businesses find the customers that need them the most. Every week, I pick 3 AI stories that matter the most for anyone running or building a business. We talk about what happened, what it actually means, and why you should care. This week, we have a 72-year-old Chelsea pensioner who lost his life savings to a deepfake scam, a newly elected Norfolk councillor who's had to publicly insist he's a real person, and Anthropic has launched a product aimed squarely at small businesses, which may be a turning point. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to get started. Great. Social media platforms made £3.8 billion in 2025 from fraudulent ads targeting Europeans. And a Chelsea pensioner is one of the people who paid for it. And maybe your finance team will be next. So this guy, Alan Clark, who's 72, he served in the Gulf War and in Northern Ireland. He is now retired at the Royal Chelsea Hospital, which is a retirement and support centre for veterans. And he saw a Facebook ad of an AI Martin Lewis giving investment advice. So Martin Lewis is a finance journalist and a personal finance guru in the UK. He rang the number hoping to grow his £20,000 of savings into an inheritance for his children. Over several weeks, he transferred the whole amount to a Revolut account that the financial expert had set up for him. It vanished in 3 transactions, and he has since sold his car, and his GoFundMe has raised only £15 so far. So these are the 3 things that matter from this very sad story. You can read the whole thing in the Daily Mail. The platforms are paid both ways, which is something I find quite surprising. So the Juniper Research 3.8 billion figure is about 10% of European social media ad revenue. So 430 million came from the UK. Scam ads aren't just some little glitch in the business model. They are like an important contributor. They're a line item. And I guess what makes me I'm a bit concerned that the social media companies get to keep the money when scammers advertise on the platform, but I don't know how you would manage that. The friction is no longer enough. So Revolut did warn Mr. Clark 8 times, and he went ahead anyway because the deepfake in front of him was so much more convincing than the warnings from Revolut. Safeguards built for the pre-AI world might be out of date now, and the same technology could be on its way to your business. If an AI Martin Lewis is good enough to drain a war veteran's savings, is an AI of your CEO good enough to drain your bank account? Train your team, slow the approvals, verify out of band anything financial. The friction now has to come from within the business because the platforms are not providing it sufficiently. You can't rely on them. Next story. Of course I exist. That is the quote from a newly elected Norfolk councillor. He's had to say it out loud because his campaign photo looked too clean and he was accused of being not a real person. So there are 2 lessons in this one story, but I'll tell you the story first. This guy, George Boyd, was elected to Norfolk County Council for the Waveney Valley Division on 35% of the vote. Then the internet got hold of his headshot. The image was clean, it was neutral, it was slightly too polished. Grok flagged it as very likely AI generated, citing the ultra-clean, LinkedIn perfect look and smooth skin with minimal natural texture. Mr. Boyd was forced to defend his very existence. He said, of course I exist. You can't get nominated for an election unless you're a real person. So the whole thing is interesting. The photo of Mr. Boyd is real. He is real. But the branch chair of the local reform branch has admitted to using AI on the leaflet, but only to swap a white studio background for an AI-generated countryside. So that is a small and seemingly innocuous touch. It's kind of what people have been doing on Photoshop for a long time. Everything else was authentic, but that small touch was enough. The default has flipped now. So the benefit of the doubt used to be, oh, you're real unless someone proves otherwise. Now, is it becoming, you might be AI unless you prove you're not? Real people are now performing their realness and some are losing. And the second issue is that lazy AI use, and I'm not calling this guy lazy, but yeah, is now a brand risk. the branch chair didn't do anything underhanded. He added a polish. There was nothing kind of sinister about it. And a lot of us reach for AI the same way: smooth a rough edge, make it look like the others. Each touch is innocuous in isolation, but stacked up, they are why your audience can no longer tell what's real. So, does every AI flourish carry a tax on trust? A few weeks ago, I wrote an open letter to Anthropic arguing that the company was building AI for enterprises and leaving small businesses behind. So, directly as a result of my small business activism and my open letter, Anthropic has launched Claude for small business. The arguments in that letter are now in their own announcement. So this product is a toggle inside Claude Cowork that connects to QuickBooks, PayPal, HubSpot, Canva, DocuSign, Google Workspace, and Microsoft 365. It ships with 15 ready-to-run workflows for things like payroll planning, month-end close, invoice chasing, and contract review. The entry price is a Claude Pro account, which is only $20 a month or £18 if you're in the UK, but roughly that amount. Alongside the product, Anthropic has built a free training program with PayPal. This kind of really irritates me, though, because PayPal is an enterprise. Why do small businesses always have to be lectured by enterprises? But anyway, and they are touring 10 US cities for free half-day workshops with a 1-month Claude Max subscription thrown in. So Daniela Amadei, who is the co-founder of Anthropic and the sister of Dario, she said that small businesses have never had the resources of bigger companies and that AI can finally close that gap. And that is the arguments the critics have been making for the past year. So the gap is being acknowledged by Anthropic for the first time. So this is great. 2 caveats. 1, this is currently only US. The tour, the partnerships, the accelerator, all American. So UK, European, rest of world small businesses not yet on the map. Second, templates are not enablement. Enterprises get applied AI engineers and dedicated account teams. Small businesses get a few connectors and workflows. So the gap has narrowed a teeny little bit. It has not closed. But credit where it's due. No one else is doing anything about small businesses and AI. So credit to you, Anthropic. Meaningful first step. That is it for this week. 3 stories that matter for anybody running a business at the moment. Next Friday, we have 3 more. And on the 2nd of June, I'm running the May Insiders Briefing, where I cover 30 AI stories from the month in 30 minutes. You can register at the AI Edit or at the link in the description. And if this was useful, please do share it with another leader who needs to keep their head straight on AI. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Bye.